So there's three kinds of money that we're going to talk about. Number one, money you work for. Number two, money that works for you. And number three, money that works without you. Or let me say it, money that works for others. Let me get to you one more time. It's money you work for. Number two, money that works for you. And number three, money that works without you, or if you want to put it in parentheses, money that literally works for others. But the purpose of the level one is money you work for. The purpose is tithes and offerings, asset building, and to live out of it. Primarily job income. And then the category typically is an employee or self-employed. It's non-leveraged income. Non-leveraged. That means that you work, you get paid. And so in that context, that's a job. Then you have to learn that just working the job by itself is not going to do it for you. And so it's important to understand. So this is money that you work for. So I do a whole deal on teaching how to increase your value at that level. The second one, level two, is money that works for you. Purpose, again, is still your tithes and offerings. You live off of it. But look, this is where you're growing and building your foundational wealth. Now, this corresponds, level two corresponds to the green line or the green dots on the XXX Factor. Okay, level two corresponds to the green dots on the XXX Factor. Okay, so then when we go to level three, this is money that works without you, or you could say, because of philanthrovesting and philanthrovestments, you could say it's money that works for others. And with that, it's also the tithes and offerings. There's multiple assets, and this is what we call absentee asset income. And the categories, you're primarily an investor. When we look at the XXX again, the white line represents the first level, level one. The green line represents level two. And then, of course, when we get up to this next level, that represents level three. When it comes back to money that you work for, at that first X, you need to learn to live on 70%. You need to know the difference between an asset and a liability. I'm going to break that down for you. Obtain wisdom, understanding, and knowledge, and I want to give some of that to you today. Become more valuable and learn to eliminate consumer debt. If you'll learn to position yourself here, and listen, this one right in the middle, you see this right here? Obtain knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. That is the meat of the sandwich. So when we look at the XXX Factor, you take the excess from here between the white line and the pink line and you put it down here and you have to learn how to invest it. What is level two income? Level two income, remember now we've already seen the XXX chart and we've already seen the stair step of level one, level two, level three. So level two income is receiving positive cash flow from marketable assets that increase in value over time. So level two income is receiving income, positive income from marketable assets that increase in value over time. So when we look at the green line again that we see on the chart, and that comes up, that's what we're talking about for level two. This is level two, right here, this piece right here. So where the green line comes up, that's level two income. Now, let's look for a minute as we do this, examples of level two income. Now, rent from real estate qualifies as what we would call level two income. Now, of course, when we say rent from real estate, we are saying a couple things here. One is we're going to show you how you determine, making sure by your ratios that you have positive cash flow out of your rents. So that's a key thing about how you do that and what that looks like. So rent from real estate. Then you have profits from a business. Now, what we basically mean by this, and this is important to know, but profits from a business means that you have a system around your business where you're not daily involved in it. If you have a business that you can be a semi-absentee owner, this would qualify as level two income. Then dividends from stocks. And the word we're using here is dividends. Okay, that means a dividend is not earnings from a stock. Dividends right now and taxes are still considered passive income. Okay? When a stock doubles in value, that's considered capital gains. Dividends from stock, interest from bonds, CDs, and things like that. Royalties from songs, books, or any kind of intellectual property. What if you had at least 3 of these? Wouldn't it be awesome to take your profits from a business, roll it into real estate? I call it the law of conversion. But the law of conversion is, I was teaching the Money Mastery Seminar in a place in Oklahoma. And a young man, he's about 45 years old, came up to me and said, that's exactly what my dad did to me when I was coming up. I said, what are you talking about? He said, I was in junior high. My dad's a farmer. And he said, and all the boys in the 7th grade and the junior high were all buying these dirt bikes that you would ride out around on the farm and buy them. And I came to my dad and said, can we go buy a dirt bike? And my dad said, in fact, I'm not going to tell you the story. He said, let me get my dad. His dad was in the seminar. He said, Dad, come over here. His dad came over. He's in the Saturday morning seminar. He comes over and he says, Dad, tell him the story about the motorbike. And his dad went, ah, ha, ha. He kind of chuckled. And he said, when his name was David, he said, when David here came to me and said, I want you to go buy me a motorbike. All the other farmers' boys have got motorbike. He said, I'm not going to buy you a motorbike, a dirt bike. I'm going to buy you a cow. In fact, I'm going to buy you a pregnant cow. And David looked at him and said, Dad, I don't want a cow. I want a motorbike. So he said, here's what we did. We bought the pregnant cow. The pregnant cow had 2 calves. So we sold 1 calf, paid cash for the motorbike. Now we've got a motorbike that's paid off, and a cow and a calf. So if you need to buy another motorbike the next year, the cow's going to get pregnant again, have another calf. Maybe not 2 this time, but 1. Now we can buy a whole other motorbike. We can trade that one in that's paid off, get a bigger one. It's called the law of conversion. Take assets and turn them into more assets. These are examples of level 2 income. Now, here's some other examples that could be included. Commissions from insurance. It's possible, depending on your setup. Our earnings from the internet can also be included in this. It depends. And the reason I say it depends, it's like flipping real estate. If you notice, I have rent from real estate, not profits from real estate. But what we're looking for here is money that works for you. Our income from multi-level marketing, it's possible. Now, I know we have a couple of folks in multi-level marketing there, and the key to that is just making sure your system is solid. When you get into multi-level marketing, make sure your system's solid, because the key is the system piece of it. Can it continue to produce residual income? So these are examples of level 2. So here's my first X, right? And then I've got my second X coming here, and this is my green line coming up. All of these things, rent, profits from a business, dividends from stocks, interest earnings, royalties, and then we can add commissions and earnings from the internet and income from multi-level marketing. Now, these are the primary ways that you develop level 2 income. Okay, so either you're going to buy CDs and stocks, or you're going to invest in another business. You're going to do some kind of investment to have earnings off of it. And so it's important that we understand there's not other ways. Just because you have money does not mean you know how to invest it. It may mean you know how to make it. That's a good thing. Not just earn it. But most people only know how to earn money. Very few know how to make money, and even fewer know how to invest money. 3 distinctly different disciplines.